she's back. After leaving you, after breaking you, after watching you suffer, she's back. And she's saying all the right things. I've changed. I miss you. I didn't realize what I had until it was gone. Your heart jumps. Your mind races. This is what you wanted, right? Wrong. This is where 99% of men screw up. They take her back. They let emotions override logic. They walk straight into the same trap that destroyed them the first time. But you're different. You're here because you refuse to be weak. You're here because you want to see the game for what it is. If you're a man who values himself, if you refuse to be her backup plan, then keep watching. Because before you even think about letting her back into your life, you need to ask yourself 5 brutal, ego-destroying questions. And if she can't pass these tests, you walk. No looking back, no regrets. Just a man who finally knows his worth. Type, "I choose my worth," in the comments if you're watching this till the end. It hurts, doesn't it? She was everything. She made you believe in forever. And then she walked away like you meant nothing. You waited, you questioned, you obsessed over what went wrong. And now she's acting like it was all a mistake. Now she wants another chance, but something feels off. Because if she truly loved you, why did she leave? If she truly valued you, why did she let you go? Why did she need to lose you to see your worth? Most men never ask these questions. Most men let their emotions control them. Most men become doormats, but not you. By the time you finish watching this video, you will see her for what she really is. By the time you finish watching this video, you will never be manipulated by an ex again, because today you're about to hear the harsh truths no one tells you. Stay till the end, because if you miss even one of these questions, you might just let the wrong woman back into your life and destroy everything you've built. Number 1. Why now? She's back, not just with words but with apologies, tears and promises. But why now? This is not about love. This is not about regret. This is about her losing control over the one thing she thought she had forever, you. Women do not return because they suddenly realized your value. They return because the world humbled them. They return because reality was colder than they expected. And now she's back, testing the waters. She wants to see if the door is still open. She wants to see if she still has you under her spell. She's playing chess, and you're her move of desperation. So ask yourself, why now? Because a woman never truly leaves for no reason. She leaves because she thinks she has something better lined up. She doesn't leave the best option. She leaves because you were plan B all along, and she finally got the chance to chase plan A. And what happened? Plan A didn't work out. The guy she thought was better didn't want her. The freedom she craved came at a price. Now, she's faced with reality. And the only safe place she remembers is you. She is not returning for love. She is not returning because she made a mistake. She is returning because she lost the game she tried to play. Now she's acting like she's changed, like she's had a revelation, like she understands your value now. But ask yourself, if she truly valued you, why did she gamble with losing you? Why did she wait until her options ran out before crawling back? Because that's what this is, crawling back. And the worst part? She thinks you'll take her. She thinks you're still waiting. She thinks you're still the same man she walked away from. But you're not the same man. And you don't let a woman who saw you as an option suddenly make you her priority just because she ran out of better choices. You don't let her use you as her emotional safety net. You walk away. Because a man who respects himself never, ever lets a woman treat him like a second option. If she left you once, she will leave you again. The cycle is always the same. She leaves because she thinks she can do better. She comes back because she realizes she can't. You take her back because you're still emotionally attached. She stays just long enough to get comfortable again. And the moment she feels she has control, she leaves again. And this time, it hurts worse than the first time. Because now you knew better. Now you saw the warning signs. Now you were given a second chance to choose yourself, and you still chose her. You will regret it, because she's not back for love. She's back because she needs something: validation, attention, security, resources. But not you. A woman who truly loves you, she doesn't risk losing you in the first place. And if she does, she moves mountains to prove herself before you even consider taking her back. So before you even think about giving her another chance, stop and ask yourself, did she return because she loves me, or because she had nowhere else to go? And if the answer is the second one, you know what to do. You walk away with your head high, because a high-value man never allows himself to be anyone's last resort. Number 2, what's changed? She says she's changed. She says she's different now. She says she understands what she did wrong and wants to make things right. But ask yourself, what exactly has changed? Because if the only thing that's changed is her situation, not her character, then nothing has actually changed. Women know exactly what to say when they want something. They know how to trigger your emotions. They know how to make you believe in their transformation. But here's a brutal truth. A woman who truly changes doesn't need to tell you. Her actions show it before she even speaks. If she's begging, love-bombing, or trying to emotionally manipulate you into taking her back, that's not growth. That's desperation. If she's saying she's changed, but can't explain what she's actually done differently, that's not accountability. That's damage control. Most men make the mistake of believing a woman's words over her patterns. But patterns don't lie. So, what's changed? Did she suddenly develop loyalty after betraying your trust? Did she suddenly gain self-awareness after blaming you for everything? Did she suddenly become emotionally stable after making your life a roller coaster? Or is she just saying what you want to hear because she knows you're still emotionally attached? Think back to who she was when she left. If she was selfish then, she's selfish now. If she was disrespectful then, she's disrespectful now. If she was flaky, disloyal, and untrustworthy, then, guess what? That's still who she is. Women don't change because they miss you. They change when they truly hit rock bottom and decide to rebuild themselves from the ground up. And that kind of transformation, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen because she had a few lonely nights. It doesn't happen because she saw you moving on. It doesn't happen because she suddenly feels bad about how she treated you. It happens because she faced the consequences of her actions and chose to level up. So before you even think about taking her back, you need to test this. Tell her, I need time. Tell her, I'm not sure. Watch what happens next. Does she remain patient, understanding, and focused on proving herself? Or does she start panicking, rushing, pressuring you to take her back as fast as possible? Because that's the difference between a woman who has actually changed and a woman who just wants her comfort back. A changed woman moves slowly. She doesn't demand instant forgiveness. She doesn't love-bomb you with empty words. She doesn't try to rewrite history or act like you should just forget the past. She knows she messed up, and she's willing to take her time to rebuild what she destroyed. A woman who hasn't changed moves with urgency. She pressures you. She gaslights you. She says, "Why can't you just trust me?" Instead of, "I understand if you don't trust me, and I'll work to earn it back." She tries to erase the past with her words, instead of fixing the damage with her actions. Real change is hard. It requires deep self-awareness. It requires honest accountability. It requires months, if not years, of self-work. So, what's changed? Did she suddenly become a woman of integrity after treating you like an option? Did she suddenly develop emotional maturity after walking away when things got hard? Did she suddenly learn how to communicate like an adult after spending years avoiding responsibility? Or is she just lonely and desperate? Because if she's only coming back because she's afraid of losing you, then her return is based on fear, not love. And love built on fear never lasts. Test her. Let time be your filter. If she's really changed, she won't just say it, she'll prove it. If she can't, you just saved yourself from another round of the same pain. Because a woman who truly changes doesn't come back with words. She comes back with undeniable proof. Number 3. What's in it for you? Most men ask the wrong question when an ex comes back. They ask, does she still love me? They ask, does she really mean it this time? They ask, should I give her another chance? But the real question you need to ask is this: what's in it for you? If you take her back, what do you gain? Because let's be honest, most men don't gain anything. They go back to the same drama. They go back to the same toxicity. They go back to the same emotional roller coaster that broke them the first time. But they do it anyway. Why? Because they're afraid of being alone. Because they let nostalgia blind them. Because they think they won't find someone better. But let me tell you something. You don't get rewarded for being the safety net. Women don't respect weakness. And taking a woman back without a single thought of what she is bringing to the table is the ultimate display of weakness. So again, what's in it for you? Does she bring you peace? Or does she bring drama, arguments, and chaos? Does she inspire you to be a better man? Or does she drain you, distract you, and slow you down? Does she respect your time, your boundaries, and your mission? Or does she demand your attention, your energy, and your emotional stability whenever she feels like it? Most men take an ex back without thinking about their own value. They take her back because of what she was, not what she is. They remember the good times. They remember the laughter. They remember the connection. But they forget the pain. They forget the stress of always walking on eggshells. They forget the mental exhaustion of trying to make her happy while getting nothing in return. They forget the loneliness of being in a relationship with someone who didn't actually care. And if you take her back without making her prove her worth, then you are setting yourself up for round 2 of the same pain. Because here's a brutal truth. A woman who truly values you doesn't just come back. She comes back with something to offer. She doesn't just say, I miss you. She says, I understand where I went wrong, and here's what I've done to be better. She doesn't just say, I want you back. She says, I know I have to earn my place in your life again, and I'm willing to do that. If she's just coming back to take, then she's not a partner, she's a parasite. And the biggest mistake a man can make? Being so desperate for love that he allows a woman to drain his time, his energy, and his life without ever demanding something in return. So ask yourself, if you take her back, do you gain a woman who uplifts you, or do you gain a liability that will drag you back into the past? If you take her back, will your life improve, or will you be stuck dealing with the same problems just under a different excuse? Because a high-value man doesn't let a woman walk into his life without proving her worth. And if she can't show you why she deserves another chance, then she doesn't deserve one, because you are not an emotional band-aid. You are not a safe place for her to land when things get rough. You are not the backup plan that she runs to when life humbles her. You are a man of value, and if she's not adding to your life, she has no place in it. Number 4, can she handle no? Say no, just once. Tell her, I need time to think. Tell her, I'm not sure about this. Tell her, I don't know if I want this anymore. Then watch her reaction, because this is where you'll see her true intentions. A woman who truly values you, she will respect your space. She will give you time. She will understand that trust isn't given, it's earned. But a woman who is using you, she will panic. She will pressure you. She will try to manipulate you into saying yes. And when you say no, she won't accept it like a mature, self-aware person. She will attack, guilt-trip, and emotionally blackmail you. She will say, how can you do this to me? She will say, after everything we've been through. She will say, I guess I never meant anything to you. She will cry. She will beg. She will tell you that she's different. But if she can't handle one simple word, no, then how will she handle conflict in the future? How will she handle boundaries in the relationship? How will she handle disagreements when things get tough? Because this is what most men don't realize. The way a woman reacts to rejection reveals everything about her character. A woman who is mature, she won't force you to take her back. She won't make you feel bad for protecting yourself. She won't try to guilt you into ignoring your gut feeling. But a woman who is manipulative, she will play the victim. She will lash out in frustration. She will try to rush the process so you don't have time to think. And this is where most men fail the test. Because the second she cries, the second she looks sad, the second she makes him feel bad, he caves. He gives in. He says yes before he even thinks it through. He takes her back just to make the emotional pressure stop. And in doing that, he just proved to her that he has no backbone, that he can be controlled, that he can be guilt-tripped, that he can be manipulated into ignoring his own intuition. And guess what happens next? The moment she feels safe again, the moment she feels like she's back in control, the moment she knows she has you, she starts pulling away again, because she never respected you in the first place. If she truly respected you, she would have accepted your no and let you decide on your own terms. She wouldn't have begged or pressured you. She wouldn't have tried to force an answer out of you. She wouldn't have made this about her feelings instead of your healing. Because here's the truth. A woman who is serious about change will respect your decision, even if that decision isn't what she wants. But a woman who is selfish will do everything in her power to make sure you don't have a choice. This is a test. Say no. If she accepts it and lets you think for yourself, she might be worth considering. But if she reacts with anger, frustration, or emotional games, you just dodged a bullet. Because the way a woman handles rejection tells you everything you need to know about whether she truly deserves another chance. And if she fails this test, then you have your answer. Number 5, are you even the same man? She's back. But the real question is, do you even want her anymore? Not the old version of you that was waiting for her. Not the desperate, heartbroken man she left behind. Not the man who once put her on a pedestal. But the man you are today. Because here's the harsh truth. She's coming back for the man she remembers. The man who was always there for her. The man who forgave her mistakes without consequences. The man who let her leave, knowing she could always return. But what she doesn't realize is, that man is dead. You are not the same. You've grown, you've hardened, you've seen the game for what it really is. And now the question is, does the man you've become even want a woman like her anymore? Because let's break this down. If she left you once, she already proved she was capable of it. If she walked away when things got hard, that's who she is at her core. If she made you feel like you weren't enough, that wasn't a mistake, that was a choice. So why, after becoming stronger, after healing, after leveling up, Would you ever let her back into your life? Would you go back to wearing clothes that no longer fit you? Would you go back to a job that made you miserable? Would you go back to a version of yourself that was weak, uncertain, and lost? No. Then why go back to a woman who belongs in your past? You see, this is where most men fail. They do the work, they improve, they become stronger. But the moment an ex reappears, they get amnesia. They forget the sleepless nights. They forget the gut-wrenching pain. They forget how lost they felt when she walked away. And instead of standing firm in their growth, they collapse right back into the same trap. But not you, because you're here now, and now you have a choice. You can go back to a woman who once broke you, or you can stay on the path of becoming the man you were meant to be. Because let me tell you something. The strongest men, the most respected men, the men who live on their own terms, they never go back. They know that a man who moves forward never turns around for a woman who abandoned him. They know that growth means leaving behind anything that no longer aligns with who they are. They know that when an ex comes back, she's not returning for who you are now. She's returning for the man she thought you still were. But you? You've changed, you've elevated, you've evolved. And the truth is, she doesn't deserve the man you've become, the man you are now. He doesn't take back a woman who walked away. He doesn't entertain a woman who only came back because she had no better options. He doesn't wait for a woman to realize his worth. He chooses himself. Because a high-value man never asks, "Does she want me back?" He asks, "Do I even want her anymore?" And when you answer that question honestly, when you look at where you're going in life, what you're building, who you're becoming, you'll realize that the past has nothing left for you, and the only direction worth moving, forward. This is it. The moment where you finally face the truth. She left you. She broke you. She made you question everything. And now, she's back, suddenly acting like you're the most important thing in her world again. But you're not the same man anymore. You don't fall for pretty words. You don't let nostalgia blind you. You don't let a woman who once discarded you walk back in without proving herself. Because now you understand the harsh truth that most men ignore. A woman who truly loved you would never have risked losing you in the first place. She wouldn't have walked away. She wouldn't have played games. She wouldn't have treated you like an option, only to run back when life humbled her. But the most important truth, you don't need her anymore. Think about the man you've become since she left. You've grown. You've leveled up. You've seen things for what they truly are. And now you see the game. You see that most women don't come back out of love. They come back because they lost control over you. You see that most women don't change. They just find a new excuse to get back into your life. You see that your value as a man isn't in how many chances you give. Your value is in your ability to walk away and never look back. Because a man who can walk away, he is truly free. Free from manipulation. Free from toxic cycles. Free from women who only appreciate him after they've lost him. And now you have a choice. You can repeat the cycle, go back, pretend things will be different, let her slip right back into your life like nothing happened. Or you can break the pattern forever, choose yourself, move forward, and leave her where she belongs, because you already know how this story ends. The question is, are you going to let history repeat itself? Or are you finally ready to close the door permanently? Because the moment you do, the moment you choose yourself over her, that's the moment you become a man no woman will ever take for granted again. And that is where your true power begins. If this video woke you up, hit that subscribe button now. This isn't just another YouTube video. This is a message every man needs to hear. And when you subscribe, YouTube pushes this content to more men who are lost in the cycle of weak decisions and heartbreak. So if you believe men need to hear this truth, subscribe now and make sure this message spreads. And if you're choosing your self-respect over second chances, type in the comments, "I choose my worth." Because when you put yourself first, when you stop chasing the past, when you finally realize that the best version of you has no room for women who abandoned you, that's when you truly become a man of value.